Hello everyone, it's me, and today let's expose a possible cult together. Oh. Wait, what? Why is it? That's eerie. All this speech in reverse.
Hello Internet, welcome to Game Theory.
Hello Internet, welcome to Game Theory.
Congratulations, you've ascended. But further ascension is always possible by clicking the subscribe button and joining the Theorist cult.
I see you. Subscribe! Thank you so much. Thank you.
I mean, the Theorist community, of course. Last time, we began our exploration of Kanye Quest 3030, the 2013 meme game hiding a sinister secret. What, on the surface, looks to be an RPG Maker joke game starring Kanye West trying to save the world from rival rapper Lil B, is actually a starting point to a fully fledged ARG that many believe is meant to be a recruitment tool into the mysterious cult known as Ascensionism. By giving the answer Ascend to a random NPC early in the game, you're taken to a room full of computers demanding input codes.
Ascension.
Solve those codes and suddenly the game is swearing you to secrecy about this hidden game mode and asking for all your personal information including your name and address so someone can, quote, interact with you and your possessions in several ways. In our last episode, we looked into whether this could possibly be related to cult behavior, and we not only proved the existence of an ascensionist religion prior to the game's release, but we also showed that these sorts of groups have used similar recruitment tactics in the past. So yes, on the surface, it absolutely seems very likely that Kanye Quest was being used by a cult. But I wasn't just satisfied with that answer, so we decided to dig deeper. And amazingly, we were able to find and communicate with the creator of Ascensionism themselves, which is, in fact, a real thing. Except, I'm getting ahead of myself. Here's the rest of the story.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be epic. Talk to the actual, real creator of the game. And verified.
Kanye Quest 3030's hidden level is certainly unsettling, but it doesn't move into terrifying territory until the game starts asking you for personal information. That, to me, is the part where my blood really starts to run cold and things get real serious. But what if I told you that RPG Maker doesn't have a built-in online component? Yes, the game pauses after you enter your information, but that pause is scripted. You can even see it in the game's code, creating the illusion that it sent your information off to someone. With a copy of the game we were able to get, we tested it to see if it tried to connect to the internet with network monitoring software, and sure enough, nothing happened. It isn't outside the realm of possibility that someone could have built an online component into RPG Maker, but my copy of the game, which is meant to be a direct replica of the original, doesn't have that in there. And while
literally
sure, the QR code that you scan at the beginning of the ARG sequence could have loaded malicious software onto the computer. Why ask for all that information again later? Without the original file or website, it's impossible to say for certain, but something didn't seem to add up here. What makes things even more suspicious, though, is the connections this has to another ARG running at roughly the same time as Kanye Quest. The Pastebin anonymous poster who originally hacked into the game and discovered all this Ascension stuff provided a link to a now defunct forum called Unfiction. Unfiction was a bulletin board where people would get together to discuss ARG happenings at the time, sort of like what we see today with Discord groups and Reddit pages. And we see that
always like an OG version of Discord or Reddit.
That on September 30th, 2013, 2 months after the release of Kanye Quest, one of the forum members received a mysterious YouTube link to a video all about Ascensionism. A video that, unfortunately, is no longer available today. But reading through these old posts and seeing some of the embedded images, we can piece together the tone and feel of how this ARG went. Scary news stories with hidden binary codes, base 64 decrypting, adjusting the brightness levels of stock images, more QR codes, all your standard fare for this sort of ARG quest. Oddly enough, though, this separate ARG seemed to share strange similarities to Kanye Quest, specifically with keywords like Ogden, Jagtai, Iron, Idol, Petuns, and more. Words that were random enough that it rules out simple coincidence. It's also worth noting that the ARG link was sent to the Unfiction user in September of 2013, 2 months after the release of Kanye Quest. It suggests to me that not only are the two ARGs connected, but that the creator was disappointed people weren't finding the trailhead hidden within Kanye Quest itself, and so instead tried to get more players to the ARG half of the game via more explicit means.
Oh, I get it. It's like, guys, it's not a meme. Come on. I spent a lot of effort making it. Come on.
By dropping it on an ARG-specific forum. Something that, I suspect, they try one final time in 2015 via that anonymous pastebin post that finally got a critical mass of people talking about this thing. Our biggest clue that suggests that anonymous pastebin user is also our game's creator is timing. You see, the anonymous poster links to a video showing what happens when you type ascend at the right moment of the game. The link is to a video on the YouTube channel Ben9, but here's the thing, the Ben9 channel only has that one video. He's never posted anything before or since. And we've seen this sort of thing before with fake YouTube channels created specially for ARGs, specifically with Catastrophe Crow. They tend to have one, maybe two videos on there, and then the ARG related one. This channel, Ben9, fits the mold perfectly. What's even stranger though, is that the YouTube channel posted the video January 29th, 2015. The anonymous pastebin post about Kanye Quest went up January 28th, 2015, a day before the YouTube link would have even been available.
So, coincidence? Maybe.
In other words, with all the evidence that we have, I think we can confidently say that Kanye Quest 3030 and the Unfiction YouTube ARG had one person in common, Kanye Quest's creator, Phoenix. But who is Phoenix? Are they actually a member of a cult trying to do some recruiting, or are they just an indie game dev making something that's very convincing and very creepy? So this now becomes the tale of three posts. The original game posted by its creator, Phoenix, the YouTube video ARG posted on Unfiction, and the 2015 pastebin post, all connected and all likely made by the same person. Three mysteries, three potential ways to find the next clue. And that next clue would be PayPal. On the Unfiction thread, one of the forum members, Cheza, decided to send 1 cent to a donation link that they found via the YouTube ARG, knowing that when you donate to PayPal, you get a receipt that's required to have a name on it. And the name Cheza got back was Nicholas Lyons. Nick Lyons. Phoenix. Could it be? Ladies and gentlemen, could this be the person who began it all? Who would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for that meddling Fair Credit Reporting Act of 1970. Now,
Which is important if you think about it, because there's much the receipt.
searching around for active accounts with the name Nick Lyons from 2015 brings you to a profile on Bandcamp featuring links to social media pages for Ascensionism records and sporting the Ascensionist imagery of, you guessed it, an eye with a triangle in it. That same site today still sports the eye with the triangle, but now hosts music by someone else named Valerie. And this was a lead that I hadn't seen anyone else run down in any other coverage of Kanye Quest. So a member of our team contacted Valerie, and to our surprise, they responded. And not just
wow! You got now! Anyways, let's continue.
Responded, but openly admitted to being the creator of Ascensionism. Suddenly, we started to get all the answers that we'd been looking for. What we're about to read to you are excerpts of our full conversation with them. To protect their anonymity, Valerie didn't actually record these lines. This is just a dramatic reenactment. And what you're hearing underneath and throughout are selections from the Ascensionism Bandcamp page.
Dramatic reenactment.
It would be helpful if you could introduce yourself. I have an idea of who you are in your relation to Nick Lyons, but I want to give you the opportunity to tell people in your own words so I can represent you the way you wish to be.
Hey, I'm Valerie Scheffner-Harris. Nick Lyons is an alias I used in the past for a couple projects. It's not actually my name, and it never was. Originally, that was all it was, an alias. Of all of my work, I never expected that to be the thing that blows up.
Tell me all about Ascensionism and Ascensionism Records. What was the inspiration when the project started? Who worked on it? What were the goals when it started?
I have this sort of obsession. I like to have a lot of Bandcamp URLs handy. Part of the reason is I like the idea of having this sort of disjointed presence, this fragmented maze of random remnants of information and art scattered across many different places, and then not actually telling anyone about them. As for
it's like an ARG.
Ascensionism specifically, I started projects with a very loose and tangible goal in mind. My brain was just like religion, cult, ARG, and then I get this urge to make something to relate to that concept and how it feels in my head. Then when I actually finished the audio, I ended up having to spend weeks thinking of a name, cover, how it should be presented, etc. It doesn't come naturally to me, not like the music itself does. In terms of the actual reception the concept project has gotten, I have the David Lynch approach approach, honestly. Every interpretation is correct as long as there is no true interpretation that can be communicated properly through language.
The music currently up on your Bandcamp is very interesting. The change in feelings is striking. To me, it feels like it's an emotional journey, but what's your intention with the album?
Those albums, that was the closest I managed to get to the main driving force behind Ascensionism. That being like the idea of being adopted into a cult religion, putting your life into it, your money, being
adopted into a cult, into a religion.
Promise that because you're doing this, everything will be okay. Your future will be saved. But then one arbitrary mistake, one thing that goes against the will of some specific circle of people that make the rules, having it taken away from you without question. One of the biggest in particular, Scientology. The more and more I learn about Scientology, the more it makes my heart ache for the people whose lives have been reduced to nothing because of it.
When did you personally become aware of the Kanye Quest 3030 Pastebin post that claimed to link your Ascensionism Bandcamp page, an ARG unfiction thread, a cult, and the game together? Have you read the post? Do you have any thoughts on it?
Yeah, so Kanye Quest. It's not actually related to me. For a long time, I wanted to make music for games. Because of this, I spent hours and hours finding and talking to folks in random game developer group chats on Skype, Discord, TeamSpeak, etc. I would say sometimes, hey, feel free to use my work or even just my ideas in your stuff for free. Just make sure you credit me. And with Kanye Quest, I don't really know. I don't know who developed it. I don't know why. I guess they just liked my work and wanted to incorporate it somehow while challenging themselves to implement some weird mechanics into their game. Honestly, I've never played the game. It wasn't made by a cult. Ascensionism isn't a cult. Maybe someday I can try starting a cult, but that day has not come yet.
How did the attention that came from the theories on YouTube affect you? What effects, if any, did they have on the direction of your own art?
It meant a lot to see that my work meant so much to so many people, and I often wanted to say something, but I was worried it would just seem like a baseless claim, especially since during that period of my life I never saved project files and I deleted stuff constantly, so I worried I wouldn't have any evidence to back anything up. Since then, I've started focusing more on the music under my actual name over aliases. The more I figure myself out as an artist, the more comfortable I am releasing my work without hiding behind a separate page.
And be confident about it. Be more comfortable. Yeah.
Obviously, there's merit to anonymity, but you can't have that anonymity and then still get upset when the ignorance that anonymity relies on bites you in the ass.
You mentioned you have a new project on the way. What is it? For people who have truly enjoyed...
Okay, so, guys, what do you think it means by bite you in the... You get it? Yeah.
the projects that you've worked on, is there a way that they can follow you or keep an eye out for the next things that you're working on?
The Wax Divulgence. Most of the details behind it are secret currently. If you like my work, you can follow me at Winter Couplet, and anyone is free to reach out at any time.
And that, my theorists, puts an end to the story of Kanye Quest. In the end, it wasn't a recruitment tool. It all began with one musician inspired by the human tragedy of cults. Sharing that work in online game forums resulted in a budding game designer named Phoenix to create an ARG, adopting Ascensionist ideas to help make it extra creepy. They packaged it all up into the meme game Kanye Quest 3030, but after 2 months, got tired of waiting for people to get started, seeding the ARG portion out to the unfiction forums. 2 years later, they would do the same thing again. They jumped onto YouTube, recorded a video showing how to access the ending, and hammered out a 2,500 word hint to the ARG community to get them started. The post blew up, and the ARG finally achieved the critical mass that it had been looking for the entire time. Except, no one ever really figured it all out. There seemed to never really be an end game to this thing, just a mysterious work of art that was seeded out into the world to keep people guessing. In the end, this was never the story of a cult, but rather the story of two brilliant artists inspired by cults, who created one of the most fascinating, interconnected ARGs ever to be found online. But hey, that's
Legend of Kanye, Breath of the West. Huh, interesting.
just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Wow. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. This video has been very mind-boggling. Yes, having mind-blowing actually. Thank you so much. If you do like this video, please remember to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and comment down below if you have anything to share with us. Don't forget to follow my channel, and I sincerely appreciate all of your support for me. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in my next video. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching. Thank you. And I'll see you in my next video. Thank you. Subscribe.